So what a last few days we had. Trump, he sued the Federal Reserve chairman. Then he came out and he went over and got the guy over in Venezuela. And Friday he came in and said he's going to buy $200 billion in mortgage bonds to bring down mortgage rates. Now today he's saying if the tariffs don't go through, we're screwed. So how's this going to affect these things over through here? Because if you're a homeowner, if you're a home buyer, maybe you're a realtor or a loan officer trying to figure out what next going on with those. Hopefully today I can explain to you guys why rates, I don't really think they went down a little bit today. I'm going to show you the bond market. And unfortunately, folks, if you didn't lock in on Friday between about 3 and 4, you didn't catch those rates. So without further ado, folks, let's get to today's news so I can show you where rates, they bottomed out Friday. And I think they're kind of up and away from here. Why? Well, let's get to the news. Folks, my name is Dan Frio. I'm actually a licensed mortgage loan officer. If you need some help with a mortgage, I'd love to help you. I'll give you my information at the end of this video. We're here for these. So let's get to it. So I've been talking about the tariffs the last few months, and I think a lot of people have just been ignoring it because they're like, okay, there's something here. But finally, Trump came out today and said, okay, if these are deemed illegal, we're basically screwed. And the whole context of this is, well, let's get over there. There's going to be 3 consequences of this. They're either going to come in and they're going to say, okay, the tariffs are deemed okay, or they're going to come in and say, no, they're not good at all. What I think they're going to do is come in and say, well, we're going to give you some boundaries. So there's 3 outcomes or possible outcomes of this. So let's get over to that for 1 second, and then I'll kind of dive in and show you guys where I think all this is going to go. So let's get over to this. Here's my thought of this. So outcome number 1, tariffs are struck down. So what's going to happen with this? We're going to have to refund, I think it's about $160 billion, $160 billion, something like that, to whoever we owe it from. So the short-term rates right above my head, rates short-term, it's going to jump a little bit. So that's might be what we're seeing today when I show you the bond market. Outcome number 2, they're upheld. I think most people are like, okay, this is as bad as it can get. So I don't think really anything's going to happen. But now that if they come in and they curtail some things, I think short-term, mid-term, we're going to be okay. And even long-term. Here's what my thoughts are. Because if they come in and say, okay, we're going to curtail these things, but give you some guardrails, we're not going to have to refund all that money, or at least we'll be able to negotiate that. And then it'll give them the ability to say okay, we can put these tariffs on, but we now know how much or how inflationary all this is going to be. So that's going to give us a whole bunch of data. Now we can backfeed in and say, okay, this is now what should happen with inflation, not guessing like they've been doing for the last year or so. And here at the channel, we've been nailing it pretty good. So if you're a homeowner out there, you're trying to figure out, okay, should I lock in now? Did I miss it? Well, go over to my website. And I just put this thing on steroids, basically. If you go up through there, you're going to see RateWatch 2.0. What I did is I created now, it's going to be changed to RateWatch 2.1 AI. And I created an AI system. Yes, I did it. And I monitor this thing every day, all day. So what it's going to do is you're going to put in your mortgage information and let us know a few things. How much of a rate drop are you interested in before you refinance? 0.5%, a full percent? Let us know. But then also, how much of a savings are you looking at? Maybe the rate doesn't drop all the way down there, but maybe you're like, hey, $300-400 a month sure would help. This is going to do all that. So put in your information over there, but let's get back so we can figure out where rates are going to go from here, because Friday, you probably got the news alerts that I had and was all over the place, was mortgage rates plummeted, and they did. But here's what happened today. So let's just go over to this and forward fast. Here's where rates are. Now, this is saying, I use Mortgage News Daily every day, you guys know, but this is saying mortgage rates actually got a little bit better today. If you go to the bond market, and this is what I watch on a daily basis right through here, this doesn't look like it got any better today. Actually, if you look at this is actually a 5-day chart. So here's what happened on Friday. Okay, so we went throughout the whole week, and here's where the bond market was, and pay attention to where these levels are, right through here, okay? You go over to here, and on Friday, right about the close of the market, 3:30, obviously, President Trump came in and said, well, I'm going to make some of these agencies have to go in and buy mortgage bonds. And the markets are saying, that's great news. If you come in and buy mortgage bonds, that's going to drive the prices up, which it did, and mortgage rates plummeted. So if you saw Friday's close, it might have been the rates, 5.9. And then you see today it's 6.05. So yeah, they're up. So what happened was it was rumor, and he's coming in and they're putting this maybe together, but the markets are saying, okay, it was great news, kind of like the 50-year mortgage or the portable mortgage or all that other stuff, but is it really going to come to fruition? So the market is saying, whoa, yay, oh no, what is going on now? So now the markets are saying, well, what is going to go on? So we really don't know at this point. So mortgage rates actually went right back to where they were. So now you couple that with all the other information we got through here. This is what I was talking about. Trump orders mortgage bond purchases by Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and Ginnie Mae. Don't understand those? Check out Friday's video. It's killing it out there right now. And I explained a lot of this behind the scenes on what's going on. Then you go over here, and Trump's now fighting the federal chairman Powell. He's the head of the Federal Reserve, and now the president's suing him for, I'm really not sure at this point. So it's getting a little crazy out there. Now, here's a thing that I always never really knew existed. I always thought that there was a usury law until about 15 years ago when I really didn't understand this. And here's what I'm talking about. You ever get your credit card statement? Please pay attention to that. Years and years ago, there was a usury law, and I think it was like 10%, where banks couldn't charge you over that amount. And then it got to the point where I didn't even realize some credit cards, and I've seen them when people come in and they want to pay off loans, they're at like 30-something%. The average is like 25 or 26%. So President Trump's coming in, and again, he can't force this on anybody, but he's coming out and saying, you guys should cap these rates at 10%. So some credit card companies, some of these big banks might now come in and start capping these rates, but probably just for a year. So if you have a hefty credit cards, please check out those rates. You might even have enough equity in your home to consolidate some of these. We put another calculator down there below today. So now down below, there should be about 3 calculators. One, how much can you really afford? A debt consolidation calculator. And also, if you're looking to buy, what program would work best for you and the whys? I don't think I posted that down there, but check out one of those calculators. It'll launch to a site that you can purchase all of them. There's no cost at this point. We waived it. My son created these. If you'd like to donate some money to him, it'd be grateful. You can just contribute it through there. So that's what we're seeing through the news. So this is all the stuff that you're seeing on mainstream media and all across the board. And I'm not saying it's false, but this is the stuff that's going across the boards right now. So now here's the bond market. Like I said, this basically gave back everything that we gained Friday. So 3:30, market closed, the bond market rallied, and then here's what happened basically today. We gave it all back. Between Friday, the end of the day, and today, we're basically back, actually worse than where we were last Thursday. So if you're out there, you're watching these, and you start seeing all these headlines, rates have plummeted. Yes, they did for just a couple hours on Friday, and you missed it. Everybody missed it. If you were even on our RateWatch system, that missed it as well because everybody triggered, and we didn't have time to get to everybody. So that's why I actually created RateWatch 2.1 AI that's going to be incredible. So check it out. So the next thing we want to go over is how did the markets fare this morning? Remember, the headlines were Powell's getting sued by the Trump administration, and the markets were just plummeting from there. Well, we got now a Cinderella story. You go across the board, everything's looking pretty darn good if you have any money in investments. The VIX behind me, it is up a little bit. It's at 15. That's the anxiety level on Wall Street. I know you can't really see it, but anything in the teens is okay. You go over to crypto. Let's see how that's faring for the day. It's up. Now, if oil was down, this would be a complete Cinderella story, and it's not down, but it's below $60 a barrel. Why that's helpful? Because tomorrow we have some inflationary numbers. It's the Consumer Price Index. It's coming out tomorrow. It will be a market mover. So make sure you subscribe over there. Make sure you join me tomorrow, because when that number comes out, I'm going to show you instant market reactions to all this. But the other calculator, like I said, that we just posted down below, it is right through here, the max purchase calculator. Pretty darn cool. Put in your information over here. It'll tell you every program that you qualify for over here and how you qualify. So that's it for today, folks. If you need some help, who am I? What do I do? Well, folks, my name is Dan Frio. I'm actually a licensed mortgage loan officer in all 50 states as well as Puerto Rico. So if you're out there trying to buy or refinance, I'd love to help you. My slogan here is one application, one credit pool. We're going to compare your loan to over 30 different lenders. Why do we do this? Well, I'm the Rate Update, and I've been a mortgage broker for over 35 years. My goal is to help you search the whole country to find that best rate and the lowest fees. So here at the bank, here's what we did. We signed up with over 30 banks, other lenders, credit unions. So when you call in and you put in your application, we're going to put your application in once, pull your credit once, we're going to get you approved. And then we're going to scan all the programs with almost 40 different lenders, what programs we can come up with, what the best rate is for you. So if you're looking to refinance or buy, we're putting you in the best possible situation you can be in. So check out our website. There's a whole bunch right through here. Please reach out to us if you need some help. Right over my head is our phone number. But if you want to check out the RateWatch tool right through there, but if you've locked in and now you're looking at these numbers and you're saying, Dan, you check out like 30 different lenders. Can you look at the quote I have? Well, yeah. See that loan estimate review tab right through there? Upload your loan estimate in there. Just let us know what your credit score is and when you're closing, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to review it, and all I'm going to ask you is if we can beat your offer, we can beat them on the fees and the rate, I'm hoping to win you as a customer. So thanks for watching, folks. Don't forget to subscribe over there. But if you're looking to refinance, I'd lock in right now to lock in that savings. But if you're looking to buy or refinance down the road, or you're looking to build, don't worry. I don't really think mortgage rates are going to get out of control, because like every scenario we have is basically saying mortgage rates really aren't really going to go anywhere from here. So check out even a calculator we have down below. The cost of waiting for rates to even come down. Is it beneficial? Does it make sense? Well, check it out. I think you might be surprised. So that's it for today, folks. So now hopefully you understand a little bit more about what the Trump administration is doing. Also, what the heck's going on and why did they change today? So hopefully you learn why. Thanks for watching, folks. I'll see you tomorrow morning at the opening bell to see how the consumer inflation affects mortgage rates tomorrow. See you then, folks. Take care. Bye-bye.